But speaking of the civilian crisis in Gaza, I'm also joined by Issa Amro, who's a Palestinian activist based in the West Bank. Issa, thanks a lot for your time and for joining us. This blast that has occurred in the hospital in Gaza, a lot of casualties are feared. The IDF says this is not their missile attack, and actually it was a misfired Hamas or Islamic Jihad rocket. How do you look at this statement from the IDF and the situation that has transpired in this hospital?
From my experience on documenting the Israeli army human rights violation, I know that the army, when they see that there is an international condemnation of an act, they deny and they lie a lot. Then they step back from their lies. It's exactly what happened with the Shirin Abu Akleh killing and many other massacres and many other killing with Muhammad al-Durra, and they deny it. And we are sure as Palestinians, human rights defenders and Palestinians who follow the Israeli military human rights violations that they lie, they don't say the truth, they don't take responsibility of their attacks, they don't carry responsibilities on killing civilians. And for sure, Palestinian don't have any missiles which can cause that much damage to buildings or to civilians. Palestinians don't have that at all. No way it's a Palestinian rocket or a misfire from here or there. It's an airstrike, and it was announced by Israeli military officials that they targeted Al-Ahli Hospital, but without, and they picked it up.
Yes. There are, of course, still some things that are not clear as far as what the damage of this was and what the casualties are, or what actually caused it. What was the kind of missile that caused the damage there? But the Israeli side is releasing visual images. They're also releasing audio. They're talking about this Al Jazeera video, which was live at that time and evidently caught this misfired rocket dropping into the hospital compound. Would you at least say that people should hold on to their judgment till we can have some sort of proof to exactly what happened here?
If Israel is denying, I tell them, okay, send international officials now to investigate and have an independent, official investigation about what happened in Al-Ahli Hospital. And this is history. For me, I want Israel from now to stop targeting civilians. We should all work now to save the lives of civilians, not to target hospitals, not to, continue the blockade on Gaza without food, without electricity, without water. Palestinian civilians in Gaza are starving now because of the Israeli government war on the civilians in Gaza. I don't see anybody from Hamas is affected. I see only civilians being killed. And for sure, the civilians will suffer more and more from this kind of collective punishment and the blockade, and talking only about the symptoms of what is happening in Gaza and not talking about the causes and the main problems here in the Middle East, and especially in Israel and Palestine.
Just speaking about this issue, don't you think that Hamas is part of the problem? Now, I'm not saying that we know definitively what happened in this case, but what Hamas did was an act of war. And if they continue to do what they're doing, there cannot actually be any peace in this region.
If we remove Hamas, will we have peace? Hamas is a new party. Did we have peace before Hamas? For sure, no. This is what I'm saying. Hamas is a new party. It's not a country. It's not recognized by the UN. It's not recognized by the United States. Israel is, and Israel is not respecting the international law. Israel is not listening to American politicians to end the occupation and to end the apartheid. And for sure, we as Palestinians, we have morals, we have principles, we are against any kind of violence, and we are against any kind of targeting civilians. And we want our representatives to use non-violence resistance and to use in the international law mechanism to make the change. This is what we want as Palestinians. This is the opinion of the majority of Palestinians. But we are oppressed as Palestinians, and we don't have basic rights. My own statement is that you can't blame the oppressed people when they don't have basic human rights. Gaza is sieged. Gaza have no food. Gaza has no electricity. Gaza is really in a very bad situation. Bring the most peaceful cat, most peaceful, corner the cat, put it in a cage for 1 month. Then the cat will be a lion. The cat will be very, very violent. This is what is happening in Gaza. This is what is happening in West Bank with the house demolition, with the settlers' pogroms, with the Israeli racist government denying the Palestinian basic rights. This is the main causes. The main causes is the occupation and the occupiers, and we should all go to the main causes and the roots of the causes to solve the conflict, not to talk about the symptoms. This is something very important. You don't check the symptoms. You go and check what is the main causes of this conflict, and everybody agrees it's occupation, apartheid, and Israeli racist government for long, long time.
Okay. Okay. I have to leave it at that. I do take your point of view. And of course, there's the immediate situation of what happened in this case and what could happen in the next few days. And there's the larger quote unquote solution that needs to be looked at. But whether that solution can come or not, when you're facing groups like the Hamas that are hell bent on their own agenda, is a big question mark right now.